Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Saloon podcast. I'm your host Mirage, and I'm here to talk about Megaman X today. So, oh boy, where do I even begin? Megaman X was the one game that I fondly remember playing. I've beaten Megaman X several times. Well, not several, I've only beaten it like once, 2 times or 3 times. I think only once or twice, I think. Something like that. And Mega Man X is really fun. I love all the characters and stuff. I love like the main lore and such. I'm probably gonna start this off with like the origin story. So the thing with the origin story is that X was built by Dr. Thomas Light, which everyone knows about, and Zero is built by Dr. Albert Wily. And the two scientists, or not scientists, but like, let's just call them geniuses, built them to either go after each other or go after the opposing creator. So Wily made Zero to go after Light, and actually Light had a different intention with X. Light's intention with X was to make him so that he'd obviously protect the world from destruction and danger. And not only that, he can willingly think and feel on his own. Like he has a mind of his own. He can willingly make decisions because, his mind is, completely free. It's from any restrictions that the original Robot Masters had to go through. And I find that to be really cool. So, I presume the same goes for Zero as well. Because, Zero seems to have, the same, the same sort of, he doesn't have any of those limitations either. So he can willingly think and feel on his own without having to suffer through the limitations of the original Robot Masters, which again is sick. And Zero and X were Wily and Light's final creations before inevitably dying and passing away, which sucks because they were great. Dr. Wily and Dr. Light, they made great creations, but they had to die. Unfortunately, that's just how life is. They both died from old age and passed away. So after the whole thing, Sigma, who is the former leader of the Maverick Hunters, who is now gone Maverick himself, but at this point in time, he's not Maverick yet. So, Sigma, as the leader of the Maverick Hunters currently at this point in time, tries to, I think from what I remember seeing in X4, he finds this abandoned, place out in the middle of nowhere. Or, what I presume is Dr. Wily's lab. Or not lab, but what remains of Dr. Wily's sort of hideout area. And Sigma goes inside and discovers Zero and opens the capsule that he was in, which infects Sigma, but doesn't infect him immediately, of course. But it because it doesn't seem to take effect until later on. I'm kind of going off of I'm not only going off of X4, but I'm also going off of I am very much going off of Maverick Hunter X as well. So I presume it takes a while for the Maverick virus to kick in. So he has a serious fight with Zero. Zero gets a massive beating. I'm sorry about that. Zero ends up getting a massive beating from Sigma and vice versa, and they have this seriously harsh, like they have this serious duel, and so by the end of the fight, they're both extremely injured. I guess I don't know if they can actually. I don't know if Reploids can actually feel pain, or anything. I should also mention that X and Zero were the main catalysts of the whole Reploid thing. They were the two blueprints that established the whole Reploid like mainframe / blueprint sort of thing, which is how the whole Reploid's like species thing or set of robots became a thing. And that's how we have Reploids in Megaman X. But the thing is, like I said, X and Zero don't classify as Reploids because they're the originals. So they, again, do not classify as Reploids. But you can still call them Reploids, but it's not from a technical standpoint, you cannot actually call them Reploids. But they are Reploids. But you can call them Reploids. Optionally. So it's fine. But anyways, another thing, oh my god, I can't talk. So, where was I? After the whole Reploid thing. Right. So, Sigma gets infected with the Maverick virus, and, as a result, he begins to wreak havoc on the world, and infects the majority of the other, he infects the majority of the other Maverick Hunters, i.e. Chill Penguin, Boomerang, Kawanger, Storm Eagle. Oh, wait, I should say this right now. Storm Eagle is, technically speaking, not infected, and he was actually forced against his own will to go Maverick. So he's not actually a Maverick. He was forced to go Maverick. Probably because he'd get killed if he didn't. So he went Maverick. But it was against his own will and wasn't actually Maverick. So it's like he's kind of he's only Maverick because he was forced to be, not because he actually wanted to. And he doesn't actually act Maverick either, which is why X seems so hesitant to really kill him, because, you know, it's just not the right thing to do. Because again, X has the ability to think and feel and, you know, make his own choices and such. And X he's not really a softie, but he does hesitate. But the problem with X's hesitation is that while it can be a weakness of his, but at the same time, it can also be his strength, I think. I don't know how that's the case, but you know, somehow it's you know, the strength of it somehow it's like an advantage that he has, I guess. I don't get it either. But anyways, where was I? Oh, right. So he wreaks havoc on the world, and he infects Storm Eagle, Chill Penguin, Flame Mammoth, Spark Mandrill, Boomerang Quanger, Sting Chameleon, Armored Armadillo. I think that's it, yeah. Those are all the Maverick Hunters, former Maverick Hunters that went Maverick themselves. Which is pretty interesting. They all go Maverick, and their goal is to not only kill anyone that gets in their way, but kill any Maverick Hunter that chooses to oppose them. So in their case, X or Zero. So it's your job as X to go after every single Maverick and stop Sigma. That is your main goal. So yeah, that's how Sigma became crazy and stuff. It's just an insane thing to really think about. You know, like Sigma was actually he seemed to be very wise and a good person before he was infected by the virus, which caused him to become more, like, really power hungry. It's part of what made him want to destroy the world. There is also another former Maverick Hunter that also went Maverick, and his name is Vile. The thing with Vile is that I think as soon as he became Maverick, he was arrested and was imprisoned in a cell for a while until Sigma broke him out, and now Sigma kind of just Sigma and Vile kind of work together, sort of, but at the same time, Vile wants to prove to Sigma that he can do better than all the other Mavericks, that he can kill X, as well as killing the other Mavericks for him. That he can do everything on his own. So, yeah, basically, Vile is just kind of a lone wolf, and to my knowledge, I believe Vile is more cold and calculating he's more cold and calculating in the manga for Megaman X, because I believe there was a manga for that at one point, but he was significantly more cold and calculating in the manga. Either like a bit more cold and calculating, or a lot more cold and calculating, who knows. But yeah, I like all the characters so far. They're pretty good. I like Vile and Sigma. Kinda. I like the fact that Sigma never really had a motive to take over the world, but the Maverick virus kind of infected him and kind of gave him a sort of motive. Only thing I don't like about Sigma is that he's a constant reoccurring villain. He's shown up in every single sequel to Megaman X, which is a huge problem for me personally. So I don't like the fact that he's like reoccurring that much. I only like that he's reoccurring to a certain degree, because he keeps finding a new body to inhabit every time he dies. He's always reborn with a new body, and I think that's just ridiculous. He's always reborn every single time you kill him in every single X game. I find Sigma to be like one of the most redundant villain ever. And I honestly find him like worse than Eggman or any like reoccurring villain, because at least the reoccurring villains in those games have kind of an incentive to be there, whereas Sigma sorta kinda doesn't. I don't feel like Sigma has that much of a reason to be the main antagonist after, like, say, X5. But then again, X5 wasn't actually supposed to be a thing either. X5... Or no, not X5. I mean, X6 wasn't supposed to be a thing either. I meant to say X6, I'm sorry. But X6 was not meant to be... It was not initially meant to be a thing either, because Capcom wanted to bank off of the success of every Mega Man game and make an X6 so they could gain, more money out of it. That's why we have X6, 7, and 8. It's ridiculous. I don't know. But as for the other characters, I am personally like a huge fan of Storm Eagle because of his design, and I think I honestly like his personality too. I know in Maverick Hunter X, in a similar fashion to Zero, he kind of, well, not too similar, but like he kind of has a bit of a mentor role for to X. Same goes for Sigma. Like each character, except for maybe like Storm Eagle and Sigma, both offer X their advice before they go with Maverick. Even though Storm Eagle still isn't technically Maverick, but they still offer their advice to X, and I find that to be really interesting. How just X uses their words of advice to evolve as a character, and it's really worked well for him. But yeah, I love Megaman X. Gameplay wise, I think it's a fantastic game. I love the fact that you have like 4 different levels of charge for the Buster, for like the X Buster. You have the normal pea shooter, 1 charge level, and then you have a 2nd charge level, which is blue. Well, actually, yeah, and then you have a 3rd charge level, which is 3rd, but technically 4th if you count the normal pea shooter level, which is like basically level 0. So I find that to be really cool. For classic Mega Man, it's only like 2. It's only like 2 levels. You have like the normal level, which is again pea shooter, and then you have the charged shot. I find that cool. And the reason why I say X has like 4 levels of Buster Shot charge is because for the longest, for like the majority of the game, or half of the game, you have, just a standard Buster. It's nothing really that special, so of course you'd actually be given like 3 levels. But you gain a 4th level as soon as you get you get a Buster piece that allows you to gain a 3rd/4th charge level, and I find that to be really cool. It's insane, and I like all the copy abilities you get from all the Mavericks: Shotgun Ice, Electric Spark, Rolling Shield, Homing Tornado, Boomerang Cutter, Chameleon Sting, Storm Tornado, Fire Wave. Fire Wave you get from Flame Mammoth, Storm Tornado you get from Storm Eagle, Chameleon Sting you get from Sting Chameleon, Boomerang Cutter you get from Boomerang Kawanger, Homing Torpedo you get from Launch Octopus, Rolling Shield you get from Armored Armadillo, Electric Spark you get from Spark Mandrill, and Shotgun Ice you get from Chillbank. They're all so good. There isn't like a single bad copy ability, honestly, in the original Megaman X. But I know over time that it gets worse and worse, and worse. It's bad. I mean, that's not to say that there aren't any good, like, copy abilities in later titles, but in X1, they're all consistently good. Some are better than others, but they're all consistently good. And they all serve their purpose. Especially when you charge them up, you can actually charge up the copy abilities too, which I find to be fantastic. I love that idea, just being able to charge up the copy abilities. That is quite a concept. Like, I love the general idea of being able to charge up your copy abilities too, because I don't think you could do that in classic Mega Man games, although I might be wrong. Anyways, regarding Mega Man X, I believe that this is all I have to say on the matter. If you enjoyed this podcast and look forward to more episodes, please stay tuned for episode 18 of the Saloon podcast. But for now, this has been Mirage talking about Mega Man X, signing off. See you all later. See ya.